On July 22th, 3 p.m., two women gossiped about a secret involving your childhood. They're planning to use it soon. Archangel Michael says, at exactly 3 p.m. on July 22nd, two women whispered your name with malicious intent. They leaned into each other, shielding their words with half-smiles, exchanging something sacred they had no right to speak of. The moment was brief, but what they said about your childhood will echo louder in the days to come. They have carried this secret like a hidden weapon, tucked beneath their friendliness and politeness. This secret is not theirs to tell, yet they're preparing to use it to damage your image, your peace, and your future. Their goal is not truth, but disruption. These women are not strangers. They've visited your home, complimented your efforts, smiled at your victories. But behind those smiles was envy wrapped in sugar, a bitterness that never left their mouths. This plan has been brewing quietly for weeks, but July 22nd marked the moment of action. That hour was chosen because they believe you are distracted right now, vulnerable, perhaps even isolated. They are wrong about your strength. One of these women was once considered family by you, if not by blood, then by bond. She knows just enough about your past to twist the narrative into something darker. She's using what was once your pain as her entertainment. The other woman is newer in your circle, but she feeds off the other's bitterness like it's honey. She doesn't even fully understand the story. They don't care for facts. They care for drama. What they discussed involved a mistake, an incident from your childhood that you've long since healed from. But they will try to paint it as a pattern, a flaw in your character, as if your entire present is chained to that forgotten moment. Archangel Michael says, your past was not perfect, but it was powerful. You grew through every moment, survived every whisper. What they're trying to use against you is something heaven already used to build you. Your name is now being inserted into conversations behind closed doors. They are preparing to speak to someone who has influence, someone they believe can slow down your journey. They think they're being strategic, but their steps are being watched from above. They're collecting screenshots, old journals, spoken words, anything they can bend and present with malice. But they don't realize that a person armed with truth, courage, and divine favor is untouchable by deception. Archangel Michael says, the air shifted on July 22nd. Your spiritual atmosphere became charged with unseen movements. Defense angels were dispatched not to prevent their words, but to intercept their consequences. Their attempt will backfire in a way even they didn't expect. You may start to hear your name in strange conversations. You may get vague messages from people you haven't spoken to in years. These are not coincidences, they are signals. Their goal is to pull you into defending yourself, to make you feel shame where you've already healed. But do not answer their bait. You don't need to justify your growth to anyone who still speaks from a place of old dust. A mirror has been placed in front of these women. What they intended to shine on you will bounce back with double force. Archangel Michael says, heaven doesn't waste energy on revenge, it simply amplifies truth. The plan to shame you will turn into their exposure. Because they've whispered in corners, but soon they will be cornered by their own echo. These women believe no one saw them that afternoon. But a divine ear captured every syllable. The tone, the smirk, the moment of agreement. It's been sealed in the spiritual realm as evidence. There is a reason Archangel Michael is revealing this now. You needed to be spiritually alert, emotionally anchored, and ready, not to fight, but to stand unmoved. Their words will travel, but your truth will walk louder. They are even planning to speak to someone from your workplace or extended family. Someone they believe will finally see the truth about you. But it won't end the way they expect. The attempt to ruin you will instead open a doorway. Their attempt to dim your light will accidentally amplify it. When they speak of your past, those listening will begin to admire your resilience, not judge your beginning. And that's what they've underestimated, how far you've come, and how deeply rooted your foundation now is. They forgot that you're not the same child they once whispered about. You are fire-born, battle-tested, and spiritually protected. You may notice subtle shifts in your environment in the coming days. Someone may become distant. Someone else may act suspiciously curious. These are not betrayals, they are reveals. Archangel Michael says, "Don't panic when things shake, it's heaven reordering the pieces. You're being lifted while false connections are being removed." Don't mourn what walks away from you in this season. You may even feel an urge to confront them directly, to ask them why, how, when. But silence is your greatest strength right now. Their downfall won't be from your hands, but from their own disloyal tongues. Their false narrative will collapse when someone they trusted begins to doubt them. That moment is already being prepared. It will come with an unexpected text message, a slip of truth, and a phone call that changes everything. At the center of this storm is not chaos, but clarity. You're not just being protected, you're being positioned. A new opportunity will soon appear, ironically, because someone who heard the gossip saw through it and chose to bless you instead. What was meant to bury you will become your elevator. These women were never permanent. Their roles in your story are ending. But they will unknowingly push you into the arms of destiny as they try to hold you back. You will feel the shift. It will come through unexpected kindness, through someone defending you when you're not in the room. It will come through a message that validates you, without you having to say a word. You were never the broken version of yourself they're trying to portray. You were always rising, even through the rubble. Your growth is the part of the story they'll never understand, and that's why they're angry. The next 7 days are crucial. Walk in confidence. Be mindful of distractions. Listen more than you speak. Let spirit handle what ego wants to fight. Archangel Michael says, July 22nd was the day they started a fire, but they didn't realize it would end up lighting your name across the skies. What they tried to use to silence you will instead introduce you to the people who matter most. You are going to gain unexpected support in a powerful place. Someone who hears the whispers will choose to dig deeper, and they will discover not the version you were painted as, but the truth you've lived. Do not let fear grab you. You are walking in spiritual truth, and no gossip can overpower destiny sealed by divine light. The angels are not just guarding you, they are preparing your elevation. This experience will be your stepping stone, not your trap. Let those who speak behind your back stay behind, because forward is the only direction you are allowed to walk now. You've been chosen not for what happened in your childhood, but for what you overcame in it. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They don't realize the kind of spiritual armor you wear now. What once could break you now builds you. The secret they spoke of was once your wound, but now it's your watermark of survival. They are planning one last move. A message is going to be sent, possibly through a mutual friend, or even a fake social media account, testing your reaction, baiting you into emotional chaos. Don't engage. You'll be tempted to reply, to defend, to clear your name. But Archangel Michael says your silence will echo louder than their noise. The days ahead will reveal more than you expect. A face you once trusted will look away when your name is brought up. That's your sign, not of betrayal, but of clearance. The divine doesn't always remove people with loud thunder. It lets them show their true intentions and walks you out gently. You are being moved through spiritual protection, not punishment. Expect unusual dreams over the next few nights. These dreams are not random. Pay attention. They're warnings and directions from higher forces. Archangel Michael says, these women gossiped at 3 p.m., but at 3:01 p.m., your protection was activated. Someone who overheard the conversation did not like what was said. They may not be your friend yet, but they're not aligned with evil, and they will become your unexpected defender when the truth surfaces. This person was quiet, but they caught every word. They will pretend to agree with the gossipers only to gather more information and use it for your defense when the time is right. God often hides warriors in plain sight. Someone you barely noticed will stand up for you in a way you never imagined. That moment is being prepared, and it's closer than you think. You must now focus on clearing your energy. Do not let their actions weigh down your joy. Return to the things that bring your soul peace. Light candles, play healing music, clean your physical space. They want to haunt you with your past, but your present is far too divine to let that happen. They don't know what you've survived. They only know what they can distort. The story they're spreading will reach ears it was never meant to, but even then, it won't work. Because when hearts are aligned with truth, lies become transparent. One of these women is beginning to regret the conversation, not because she feels guilt, but because she fears she's gone too far. Watch her behavior, it will shift. She may try to check in with you, send a neutral message, or pretend nothing happened. Don't be deceived. Her guilt is not repentance, it's self-preservation. Her nervousness will grow as the spiritual world turns its attention onto her. Because what they discussed wasn't just gossip, it was a spiritual violation. And heaven is not passive. Archangel Michael says, he has marked this as a spiritual case, not a social one. Which means the consequences will be divine, not petty. They stirred up something bigger than they imagined. Not just in your life, but in their own. Their obsession with your past will cost them their peace. You will soon be contacted by someone who matters. Someone who wants to work with you, trust you, invest in you, but who almost believed the rumors. Your clarity, your calm, your silence will change their mind. They'll realize the lie doesn't match your energy, that your presence doesn't carry the scent of guilt or deceit, and that will open doors wider than you thought possible. Archangel Michael says you must prepare, not for the war, but for the reward. What was said at 3 p.m. was heard in heaven, and heaven responds with justice wrapped in mercy. Do not lower your energy to their level. Don't gossip back. Don't retaliate. Rise. And keep rising. Because the higher you go, the quieter their voices become. Your success will be your reply. Your calm will be your answer. And your blessings will silence what their mouths could never destroy. In the days to come, the energy around you will shift rapidly. From betrayal to balance. From whispers to breakthroughs. From pain to promotion. The same people who tried to stain your name will watch it be written in places they can never reach. Because what they tried to ruin, God is about to elevate. And that is what terrifies them most. When you feel discouraged, remember this. They talked about your childhood because they could never compete with your present. They tried to pull you backward because they can't walk forward beside you. Their timeline is built on gossip. Yours is built on grace. And grace always wins. You are walking into a season of strange favor. People you never met will know your name, and not because of lies, but because of light. Archangel Michael says, you are not being exposed, you are being introduced. Introduced to the world as someone who couldn't be broken by whispers. Let them talk. Let them plot. Let them scheme. Every plan they make becomes another proof that you were worth targeting. And every attack only increases your spiritual rank. You're not being gossiped about because you're weak. You're being gossiped about because you're glowing. What was said on July 22nd will be remembered, not because it destroyed you, but because it revealed who you no longer need near you. And that is a gift. So walk forward, knowing everything spoken in shadows will be reversed in the light. This is not just protection, it's promotion. And it begins now. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, what they meant for humiliation will bring you divine recognition. They think they've created an obstacle for you, but what they've truly done is reveal the path you're never meant to walk with them. Heaven is not blind. Every betrayal, every word, every action is recorded beyond earthly comprehension. Your name has been written in the scrolls of endurance, not because you were perfect, but because you were faithful through imperfection. The very conversation they had at 3 p.m. on July 22nd was a spiritual permission slip, for heaven to begin exposing hearts that were pretending all along. The shift you'll experience will be quiet at first. A door you expected to open may close. A person you thought would call may go silent. But trust this silence. It's divine movement in disguise. You may not even realize you're being pulled away from danger until you look back and see the fire you never had to walk through. That's the level of protection assigned to your name now. Someone from your childhood, someone who knew the truth, will unexpectedly resurface. They may come with a message, a correction, or a defense. They were sent. Their appearance is not coincidental. It's part of divine timing. They will say something that affirms everything you felt but couldn't explain. You'll begin to notice moments where the truth clears the fog, conversations that suddenly shift in your favor. People you never defended yourself to will begin defending you on their own. This is spiritual justice taking form. They called it gossip. Heaven calls it warfare. And heaven never loses a battle. There is a circle of influence they were trying to ruin for you, whether personal or professional, but instead, they will become the reason people take interest in your story. And from that story, a movement will rise. Archangel Michael says, "Do not despise the pain of remembrance, for it is preparing your platform of victory." Your childhood may have had scars, but those scars are now your symbols. You carry wisdom they could never imitate. Their laughter about your past will become haunted silence when they see how powerfully you bloom beyond it. Do not chase revenge. Let your healing do that for you. Let your purpose speak so loud, no lie can compete. The spiritual realm has begun shifting people out of your path without you lifting a finger. The women who gossiped on July 22nd are now spiritually marked, not for punishment, but for exposure. The more they speak, the more they unravel their own intentions. What they meant to weaponize is now a mirror reflecting their bitterness. Someone who once believed them will start to doubt. They'll feel an uneasiness they can't explain. That's the spirit nudging them toward the truth. You don't have to prove your innocence. Your presence, your peace, and your posture are your proof. There is a job opportunity, a platform, a proposal, or a promotion coming to you, and it will seem too perfectly timed to be real. But it is. And it is connected to the exposure of these women. Archangel Michael says, "What began as a gossip session will end as a testimony for your breakthrough." When the time comes, you'll walk into a room where someone already knows your name, and not from the lies, but from the light. The very moment they tried to sabotage your future was the spark that ignited your next chapter. The door that opens will be one you didn't even knock on. And the reason they give will astonish you. I heard about you, and I felt like I had to meet you. They tried to bury you with secrets, but heaven used those same secrets to water your tree. And now you bloom without needing their approval. There will be a conversation very soon that circles back to you. Someone will approach you as if it's random, but it's not. They'll mention a rumor, or ask a vague question. That moment is your test. Not to respond in anger, but to show your composure. To rise, not react. To let them see your power isn't in your past, it's in how you've risen beyond it. And that's when the whisperers will begin to fall silent. Because the moment their plot fails, they'll have no more power. You are moving forward without needing to drag your past. Let them sit in the smoke of what they lit. You are walking out untouched. Archangel Michael says, "Your light is offending those who lived in your shadows. Let it. Do not shrink." The clock may have read 3 p.m. when they started talking, but by 3:10 p.m., heaven had already summoned a response. You were marked for glory, not gossip. You are built for impact, not opinion. And soon, you will walk into a moment so blessed, so fulfilling, that you'll realize, the conversation they had didn't stop your destiny, it triggered it. They will come back. One will reach out in fake innocence. The other will pretend she never said a word. But your spirit will know. And your wisdom will guide you on how to move. Do not seek to correct them. Let peace be your revenge. Let success be your statement. You are walking through a spiritual filter right now. The dirt is being washed off your path. What was meant to contaminate your spirit is being swept away. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven has reordered the rooms you belong in." Those who heard the gossip will now hear your truth. Those who spoke it will have to watch your rise in silence. This was not just a test. It was a revelation. And you passed. What they said about your childhood will only matter in this one way. It became the final key that unlocked the doors no gossip can ever close again. And as you continue forward, remember, your story is being rewritten in the stars, not in the mouths of small minds. Hold your head high. Let your silence thunder. Let your peace disrupt them more than your words ever could. You were chosen long before their words tried to shape you. You are free. You are elevated. You are walking into the part of your story that no one saw coming, not even you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, "Your rise will not be delayed by those who refuse to heal. They remain stuck in a version of you that no longer exists. They speak of who you were, not who you are becoming. Even now, their whispers are starting to lose power. The people they gossip to are beginning to see the truth through your actions, not their words. Slowly, the energy they tried to distort is returning to its rightful balance. Your name is being healed in the minds of those who were once poisoned against you. And this is divine, not because you forced it, but because grace cannot be silenced when it's your portion. They will be left wondering how their carefully spun lies couldn't ruin your foundation. But it's because your foundation was never built on approval, it was built on divine resilience. Their faces will tell you everything when you walk past them next time. One will avoid eye contact. The other will overcompensate with fake cheerfulness. Both will feel the weight of what they tried to carry against you. There's no satisfaction in their fall, only closure. What you needed wasn't revenge, but recognition of what your soul already knew. They were never for you. This was your liberation dressed as betrayal. Your transformation wrapped in rumor.